Energylandia is perhaps the fastest growing amusement park in the world, and it has shown absolutely no signs of slowing down. With 5 roller coasters being added between 2018 and 2019, and an additional 3 coming in 2021 and 2022, this park is just pushing for that record of most roller coasters in one amusement park. Now, for 2021, they're set to debut Abyssus, a Vekoma Shockwave model. The park recently blessed us with the POV of this elite looking coaster, so let's jump into a layout breakdown. Let's start with some quick overall stats. This ride is 4,317 feet long, and it reaches heights of 126 feet, and speeds of 62.1 miles per hour. Throughout the layout, there are 2 launches and a total of 4 inversions. This will be the first Shockwave model from Vekoma to open, the only other one being built at Dragon Valley Theme Park in China, which should also open in 2021 at some point. So Abyssus begins with a roll out of the station into a launch track, which by the looks of it doesn't seem to send the car moving all too quickly. The train then turns into a pair of twisted airtime hills before turning into an upward left-hand helix, then an S-bend and another turn into the first of many small trenches. Now, the ride then runs throughout a pair of airtime hills and up onto the next launch track. The train then continues to travel through a much more powerful LSM launch. Now this launch goes through a covered roof before turning up into a twisted hill. Now this is very similar to the top hats on an accelerator model, but is closer to the shape of Fury's treble clef than a top hat. Now this drop is sure to provide some great airtime as it dives down into another trench. This is where the ride hits its first inversion as it pulls into a vertical loop. After the trains complete the loop, they take a sharp left-hand turn and dive under the concrete walkway, another airtime moment. Then the ride twists into perhaps the most anticipated inversion of the ride, the Batwing. Only the 12th ever iteration of this element, this takes riders through 2 back-to-back inversions before returning in the same direction it came. After that Batwing, the ride turns back under the concrete walkway before popping into yet another twisted airtime hill and turning left. Then comes a straight airtime hill followed by a hard turn right, and then the final inversion, the corkscrew. The inversion is followed by a right-hand wave turn-like element, which should supply some fantastic forces before turning left into yet another trench, completing an upward helix. Finally, after another right-hand turn into a trench, the train pops up into the final brake run, completing your run on Abyssus. Looking at the layout, it's quite clear that this ride will feature a plethora of airtime moments, rapid transitions, and small trenches. All in all, I counted about 10 or 11 specific airtime moments, all of which seem geared towards those more rapid shots of ejector airtime than the more graceful floater airtime we see on rides like B&M Hypers. Pair these airtime elements with those rapid transitions, and as long as this ride continues to pace well with riders, this could be a very intense and fun experience. Now, the catalog of S-bends, twisted airtime hills, and turnarounds remind me of rides like Maverick and some RMCs, which is always a good sign. This ride looks to surpass Vekoma's other Polish star attraction in Lek Coaster. Lek Coaster is a Bermuda Blitz model, but seems very similar to Abyssus, except instead of launches it has a lift hill. Lek is another ride focused around these rapid-paced, strong airtime moments and inversions, but Abyssus will have the advantage of an extra inversion and nearly 1,350 feet more of track to play with. If this ride can hold up to these new Vekoma standards, then Energylandia will have quite the top 2 with this and Zadra. Another fun element built into this attraction are those trenches that we see throughout the POV. Now, construction isn't complete in the area, but all those dives down below the rest of the area will build the experience to show that fast-paced, out-of-control feeling. Rides like Montu and Kumba, Busch Gardens Tampa are prime examples of rides that use trenches to build excitement. Now, the concept art appears to show the surrounding area covered in water and fountains, meaning that these will be full tunnels, and the trains will appear to be diving in and out of the water features. This ride will just be fun to walk around, watch, and record, almost as much as it is to ride. The area doesn't make the ride, but it sure can improve the atmosphere and boost one up on rankings. Elements like the Batwing, which is unique and notoriously forceful, will be paired with that theming to create really something special. The whole experience is a bit outside of what Energylandia has done so far, but they appear to be taking notes from parks like Phantasialand. Speaking of theming, the trains for the coaster are shaped like old school wooden boats that are pretty cool looking. They'll feature Vekoma's over-the-top lap bar and those vest restraints. While the other Vekoma vest restraints I've experienced are Riddler's Revenge at Six Flags New England and Sidewinder at HersheyPark, I'm unsure if they're the same exact restraint. Those pair of rides have a tendency to push down further as the ride goes on and really clamp on the rider's legs. If that holds true for Abyssus, it could be the only real downside to the ride. That being said, they aren't the worst restraints in the world, so hopefully they can provide a somewhat comfortable and free-feeling experience. Overall, Abyssus looks to provide a ton of eject air time, snappy transitions, and dives below the deep. Add in 4 well-placed inversions, 2 launches, and a hell of a lot of theming, and this could easily be a world-class launch coaster. I personally think this could be Vekoma's true masterpiece and crown their return as a major player in the coaster business. While they've already made their return, I think this can really cement them in that top class of manufacturers, especially since the ride is only costing a reported $13 million US. Only real question left would be which park should get one next. So that's going to wrap up this week's video. Unfortunately, I'm going to be away this week, so I had to put something together that's a bit smaller and shorter than usual, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Next time a POV is released for a big coaster, do you want to see another complete breakdown of the layout and ride? And what park do you think should hire Vekoma next to install one of these? Let me know below, and feel free to check out the other many videos I put up on my channel. For more daily content, video updates, and other things, check out Island Coasters on Instagram. Till next time, that's all from the shores of Island Coasters.